So, ladies and gentlemen, the history of the sport. And it really puts to mind how people can even compare football to other sports. It's uncomparable. It's just 100%. It's just football is life. Football is the best sport on the planet, and you can't compare it. There is no comparisons. I've never seen such a game. Messi winning the World Cup, Mbappe at 23 years old. Are we joking? That was something insane. It was something insane. We will definitely speak about that World Cup game, that World Cup final, and Argentina winning it in a couple of seconds. But obviously, before you do so, let's speak about Roma, because we've got some news. We've got some transfer news, because Roma could kind of start and end up in the race signing Malang SARR, which is a Monaco player on loan from Chelsea. We have been interested in him since quite a long while. We've been interested in him since Jose came. We've been tracing him. We've been opening our eyes to him and all of that. And essentially, why I am saying Roma could enter the race, it's very simple. Because Roma still monitor this guy, and Fabrizio Romano this morning has posted this statement on Twitter. Malang SARR's agent, Pastorello, says he's not playing a lot at AS Monaco. He's a bit disappointed as he left Chelsea to play more and have more game time. Let's see if they will let him leave in January. Torino wanted him last summer. AC Milan and Roma have both been tracking him for quite a long while. And this is where I think we should lay on. Because I think Malang SARR was one of the potential defenders which we would have bought this summer. I remember we had a list of defenders we were interested in this summer. One of them was Senesi, one of them was Zagadou, and one of them was Malang SARR. Malang SARR is a Chelsea player. He's that classic Chelsea player which gets loaned out to get its experience and grab confidence. I think getting him on loan would help us a lot. I think he's young and has got a lot of potentials. One thing which I want to mention, which is something which I read this morning when actually Googling him up and the statistics, something which surprised me a lot is this statistic. Let me find it again, which people wrote on Twitter about Malang SARR. I just need to find it again. It basically said how let me just see it. There we go. Malang SARR received the baptism of fire today. 10 clearances against Brentford last season, 6 interception against Brentford, but it wasn't that which was particular, because it was like with these amount of clearances and tackles which he had in the Brentford game, the Chelsea Brentford game last season, he was like, I don't know, something like Chelsea's player who committed more tackles in one game, something like that. And I've said this many times, and I'm gonna say it again. These players in this team right now lack that personality. You don't see one player other than Smalling or other than Ibanez occasionally, which slide tackles and just does what I just read to you in these statistics, which Malang SARR did in one single game. We need more of those players. He's a very young player, and that's why the only reason we could get him is buying him on loan. Chelsea don't want to sell him permanently. Chelsea know that he's got a lot of prospect. Chelsea know that he can be the future of their defense. But Chelsea also know that they can loan him out. And Chelsea, I think, why this could happen is because I think Chelsea has seen what Tammy did at Roma in the first season. He's a Chelsea player. And if we don't count this season and we just see the first season, I think Chelsea was gonna trigger that buyback clause if it was at the end of last season. Unfortunately, the clause states that Chelsea can only buy back Tammy at the end of this season. But if it was at the end of last season, at the end of the first year, with the amount of appearances, performances, goals, Conference League victory, which Tammy Abraham achieved at Roma, it was most probably going to be that Chelsea was going to trigger that buyback clause. I think seeing what a Chelsea player did in that season at Roma and the love of Roma fans with Tammy Abraham, I think is something which could speed up this. Again, this would only happen on loan. Chelsea is not in any position going to sell Malang SARR. But, Malang SARR's agent himself has said how at Monaco he expected Malang SARR to play more. He's not getting enough game time. And I think he's a player which has to start, especially because he's at that stage in his career where if he doesn't start, he'll never grab the confidence and he'll never grab the experience, if we want to say. And therefore, when he gets back at Chelsea, there won't be an evolution of a player. That's why I think these years, he is currently, let's see, he's currently 23 years old. That's, that's the, not peak of the career, but that's where it's at time of his career where he gets defined as a professional player and a champion. And he needs to play. If he doesn't play in this period of his career, then he's never going to be at the levels Chelsea want. And therefore, he's never going to be the player which Chelsea need in their defence. I think a loan is possible, especially because now that we have had this news of his agent saying that he wants to leave, I think, and seeing the fact that we were interested in him to be one of the defenders which we were going to buy this summer, which we then didn't end up buying because of Kamara and the Gini injury, I think there's a high possibility of us getting back in the race for Malang SARR, because apparently he's going to leave Monaco in January, and I don't think he's going to get back at Chelsea permanently, to be honest with you. I don't think he'd start at Chelsea as things stand. Thiago Silva in defence, Koulibaly in defence. He would definitely not start. And also, Chelsea just renewed the contract of Chalobah. So I think SARR is one of those players which they'll try and loan out. And I don't know. They have to loan him out because otherwise he's never going to get that confidential boost, let's say. So that's definitely the transfer news of today. Today was one of those days due to the World Cup final where you're just like, what do we speak about other than the World Cup final? No one today was listening to transfer news. No one today gave a crap about transfer news. But Fabrizio Romano did launch this statement this morning on his Twitter account. So I definitely think we could enter the race. And if you ask me, get him. He's young. He's at that, as I just said, he's at that stage in his career where if we want to buy him, we buy him now or we don't buy him. Especially because it's that stage where he could still become one of the best defenders in the world because he's still very young, and you could get him, but at the same time, you wouldn't need to pay much money. Because in a couple of years, if he does really become one of the best defenders in the world, his value is going to tip up. His price tag is going to tip up. So it's going to be way harder for us to get him. So that's definitely what I'll say when it comes to that. Obviously, let's speak a bit about the World Cup final, because the World Cup final of this 22 World Cup in Qatar has been arguably, but most probably, the best World Cup ever in a world in the history of football. I have never seen such a game in such an occasion. You see 3-3 games, but you don't see 3-3 games in a World Cup final, with the pressure, with the tension and all of that inside these players. Argentina dominated that match. Argentina deserved to win that. But I think what France did, we could say what Mbappe did, is something which will remain in the history books. Imagine if Mbappe won that. It would have been, like, at 23 years old, you would have been already on another level. Even after these 3 goals in a World Cup final, hat-trick in a World Cup final at 23 years old. Where do you find that ever again? Mbappe is illegal. And don't get me wrong, Messi won the World Cup, and Messi is Messi. No one can say anything to Messi. And obviously he's the one who won it, so definitely the attention is on him. But one thing which I would love to say, apart from, congratulating Messi, congratulating Argentina, is speaking about Mbappe. Because I think, yes, Messi was incredible, but I think Mbappe was even more incredible than Messi. I think Mbappe has the potentials. This is gonna be a bold statement. I think Mbappe has the potentials of being better than both Ronaldo and Messi. People are gonna disagree. People are gonna agree. I think if Mbappe continues like this, which is hard, don't get me wrong, because you have to work on yourself so much. You have to work on your mindset so much. If he continues like this at a rate where he scores these important goals, wins World Cup because he already won one. I know he lost today, but he already won one at 19 years old. If he changes club and goes to a club like Real Madrid, I think Mbappe has the potentials of being better than Messi and Ronaldo. Mbappe is illegal. Hat-trick in a World Cup final at 23 years old. I don't think it takes me a lot to explain why Mbappe is out of this world. He is something, and you see, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to just downgrade Haaland here, but people who compare Mbappe to Haaland, I don't think it's even comparable. I really don't. I would love to see Mbappe in the Premier League. I think what Haaland did in this first round of the Premier League is something sensational. But I think Mbappe is more complete. I think Mbappe, I don't know. I just think as much as Haaland bangs you the goals against Fulham, against West Ham, against Norwich, against Bournemouth, against big clubs also. Again, I'm not trying to downgrade Haaland. I think Mbappe is more decisive in big sets, in big theatres, like a World Cup final or a Champions League final. And if the final of this Champions League is Man City against PSG, which, you know, the probabilities are high, if I'd had to bet a money on either Mbappe or Haaland to score, it would be Mbappe. Because he knows, especially after playing in 2 World Cup finals, what it means to perform at these high levels in front of billions of people watching all around the world in such, just, I don't know. I think Mbappe is sensational. That's what I'm trying to say. But the big thing out of this football game is just the sport itself, what it transmits to you, the emotions it transmits to you, the feelings it transmits to you. It cannot, football, soccer, if you're in the States, cannot be compared to any other sport. Football is the beautiful game. Football is the best game. Football is life. And I'm going to end it on that note. Dybala is the champion. Dybala is the champion indeed. We have a World Cup champion in our team. And also, did you see I'm not sure if you saw it, but Roma published a video just a few minutes ago on their Instagram account of the team in Portugal watching Dybala's penalty and you know, cheering. I mean, in Italy, I'm gonna be honest here. I supported France. I mean, I was neutral for this game. I supported France. I would have never wanted to support France because Italians and French have a massive rivalry. You know, penalties, Zidane, Materazzi, penalties, World Cup, the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, all of that. French people hate Italian people. Italian people hate French. Not that we hate them, but it's just there's a rivalry. So if you tell an Italian person, I support France, then they're going to laugh at you. I supported France for the simple reason being that as much as I really liked Argentina, as much as Messi arguably is the best player on earth that has ever lived, I didn't like some situations of Argentina in this World Cup. I'm someone who puts respect in football above, I'm not going to say everything, but most things. And I don't know, there was some occasions where the Argentinians really were the opposite definition of sportsmanship. After the Netherlands penalty kick, even here in a World Cup penalty shootout final, with the Argentinian goalkeeper dancing after he saves the penalty, grow up. I know it's to kind of, you know, distract your opponents, but you're professional. I mean, I don't even do that when I play with my friends. You cannot dance in a World Cup final because you saved the penalty. Again, I respect Argentina. I think, again, I love how they view football in that country. Religion and all of that, the emotions. Do it for Maradona, Messi, Maradona. But I didn't like, I mean, I might be wrong here. Many of you liked it maybe, but that's not what I want to see when I watch a football game. And also Paredes, after this World Cup, for me, is top 3 players I hate the most in the history of football. He used to play for Roma. Who cares? That shows that I put respect above everything. But yeah, I mean, that's the Argentinians. That's how they live football. Passion, aggression, all of that. And I respect that. Again, massive congratulations to Argentina. I was neutral. I'd rather France won it, but I was neutral. So massive congratulations to them. I also think World Cup finals which end in penalty shootouts, I don't know. There's just something about penalty shootout. You know, penalty shootouts is not football. Penalty shootouts is all about how much experience you have, how much confidence you have, pressure. It's not football. And losing a World Cup due to penalties hurts. And it hurts even more because I don't think penalties are football. I think they're two completely different things. I think penalty shootouts is not a game anymore. It's a psychological test. It's not playing football anymore. But yeah, Argentina won in arguably one of the best matches in the history of the game. And to have witnessed that was something prestigious and special. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments, World Cup, what you think of Malang SARR, let me know, let's have a chat, I'll comment back if any of you guys respond. So yeah, let me know your feelings after this World Cup game in the comments below. Also, tomorrow I'm going to go live for the friendly game against Casapia. So live watch-alongs will be back, so stay tuned for that. Click the bell notification so you will be notified every time I go live or post a video. And if you want to win, if you want a chance to win two tickets for the Roma against Salzburg game, the 23rd of February in the Europa League, all you have to do is follow the instructions in this next clip. I received a lot of emails, but I suspect some of you guys did the things but didn't send the emails. Emails is the most important thing. So follow closely the instructions of this next clip if you want to be the winner, which will be announced the 27th of December to go and watch 2 tickets for the Roma against Salzburg game at the Olimpico the 23rd of February. So yeah, I'll catch you soon. Simon out. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Christmas and welcome to Roma Theory. As a Christmas giveaway 2022, I wanted to gift away 2 tickets for the Roma against Salzburg game in the second round of the Europa League. These are the dates. In order for you to win these 2 tickets, all you need to do is be subscribed to the Roma Theory channel, be subscribed to my second channel, link is in description. I've got some big plans ahead in the future for that channel. Smash the like button in this video and tell 2 friends to subscribe to the Roma Theory channel. Only when you've completed these 4 things, send me an email over at info.thesimonshow@gmail.com telling me your names and why I should pick you to go and see the match in February. Now, I need 2 names. Your name and the person you want to bring. So get your girlfriends, get your children, get your parents, anyone who you'd like to bring. I've got 2 tickets, you and someone else. Send me the names over at info.thesimonshow@gmail.com and the 27th of December, the winner will be announced. Good luck!